What's up, y'all? It's your girl Asia and I'm back with another video. So I told y'all in the last video that I was working on this closure wig, and as you can see from the title, I finally got it done. So I'm just gonna go through the process of what I did to make it. So this is my girl Penelope. It's a mannequin head that I just recently got. Shout out to my girl Shantiria for naming her. So it actually came with T-pins and then sewing needles, and then it also came with this wig cap that I'm using right now. So I got the hair off of Amazon. It cost about $100 for the hair. It came with the closure and 3 bundles. So I wasn't really particular about the kind of hair I was using. I just wanted to try it out and you know, just get it done for my first time making a wig. So what I'm doing here is I'm T-pinning the closure down to my wig head, so to the wig cap as well. So I'm making sure that the closure is just slightly in front of the wig cap, and then I'm going to use 4 T-pins, 1 at each corner, to lay down the closure before I start sewing. So you can see me do this. So here's what it looks like when I'm finally satisfied with how it's laying. Like I said, 4 T-pins before I start sewing it down. So let's get started. Alright, so I don't want to bore you with too many details, but the purpose of this is so you can see me just go through the process of making my first wig. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to go through the very edge of the closure that I have pinned down, and then make sure I also go through the wig cap because we want the closure on the wig cap, obviously. And then I'm just going to pull through all the way to the end. My needle was already threaded and then there was a knot at the end. And so I just make sure it goes through both the closure and the wig cap, and I pull it tight. And then you'll see my method here a little later on in the closure, that I just, like I said, go through the closure, go through the wig cap, and then I also loop through my thread, and then I pull it tight. And then as you continue to sew, you'll see like a border being formed. And so that's how you know you're doing it right. So that's my method, and I'll let you guys see what I'm doing. Alright, so as I reach the end, or I make it to the other side of the closure, what I'm going to do to finish it out is just once I go through both the closure and the wig cap, I'm going to wrap my thread around the needle a couple of times and then pull my needle through. And what this does is just makes a knot so that when I cut the thread, it doesn't just come undone. So basically that's just how I end it whenever I finish a track, or the closure in this case, or I run out of thread. So yeah. And here is that border that I was talking about. You can see the thread all the way around the closure, and that's just because of the method that I chose. So yeah, let's get into these tracks. Alright, so for my very first track, what I decided to do was start at one end of the closure and then finish all the way around and to the other side of the closure. This is because like when the wind blows or something like that, or you just want to pull your hair back, I hate seeing tracks and stuff like that. So this way you'll see just all hair if you wanted to lift or pull your hair back a little bit. So what I did is I T-pinned the track in place just so I can get started. And then for the very first threading, I go actually through the weft and then through the wig cap, so that knot at the end of my string can stay in place. And then from there, I'm just gonna do the same method I did with the closure. So I'm just gonna go through the wig cap and then under the weft, and then through my thread and then pull it tight. And so you'll see this as it goes. So yeah. So here I am approaching the other side of the closure, and so I only wanted to do from closure to closure on this very first track. So I actually am gonna cut the track at this point, but this is the only, no, it's not the only time. At the end also, because I'll be done, I'll cut the track, but this is one of the only times that I do actually cut the track. So to finish it off, I go through the weft and then I do my knot method as I said in the beginning, so I can be able to cut the thread without it coming undone. And so yeah, I'm gonna cut the track, and then in order to fill out the wig, I'm actually going to go starting from the back and then work my way up, not from closure to closure like I did on this first track. So yeah, I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit. Alright, so this is actually a different day because like I said, y'all, I haven't been able to sit down and focus enough to do this in one sitting. But as you can see, I filled it out a lot and I am almost done. So like I said, I was working my way from the back and then building it all the way up to the closure. And so here I am starting a fresh track. So I'm gonna go through the weft, pull through so that my string is nice and secure, and then I'm gonna make sure I get through that wig cap just to start the track off. So nothing has really changed. I'm doing the same method. I'm just building my way up all the way up to the closure. So yeah. just to share a few tips that I've learned while making this wig. It's actually really hard to make sure that my thread doesn't get tangled while I'm sewing. So I found it easier to work with the shorter threads. So it might be beneficial to just prepare multiple needles, and I found that out later. But prepare multiple needles that are not super long so that when you're sewing, you don't have to spend time trying to untangle the thread. I found myself doing that a lot. But I did like this method that I was doing. Like I said, you can see the thread throughout, so it'd be easy to take this down if I wanted to. Not that I would, but yeah. I told you guys that I wasn't really cutting the tracks, so you can see me doing the flip over method. I did it on the other side, but that wasn't really a good view, but I'll show you on this side how I'm flipping over the track. The basis of it is just I use my thumb to hold down the track, and I'll flip it over, and then I'll continue threading as if nothing changed, if that makes sense. Like I'll still go underneath the weft and through the wig cap and then pull it tight. It's just, I'm just pulling it tight over that flipped over part. And so I'll just go over that part a few times to make sure that it lays as flat as possible. So you guys are gonna see me do this coming up. Alright, so for my final track, I am actually going to sew this track to the actual closure, to the edge of the closure, just so that there's no spaces, there's no gaps. When I take down this closure, I want it to lay seamlessly, and I don't want anything to show, if that makes sense. So yeah, you guys can see me going through the closure and underneath the weft here to finish it off. And then obviously I cut the track to finish it off, and that is one of the only times you cut the track. So yeah, I finally finished this thing. So I take out all my pins and everything like that so we can see what we're working with. And then the final thing that we do before customizing is we cut this wig cap around the closure so that we just have our lace when we put on our wig. So yeah, you'll see me do this now. Ooh, I'm so glad that I finished this thing. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on before I customize it, obviously, just so you guys can see the raw, unfinished product. I told you guys about this hair. I'm gonna link it in my bio so you guys can see exactly what I got. It was a 3-part closure, and this was I think deep wave hair. I don't really remember. And I think the longest I had was 20 inches. So I am going to go in and bleach the knots and pluck the hairline, and then wash and condition the hair. And I'll insert a video, a Snapchat video that I had when I had finally finished customizing it. But yeah, I'm going to show you the back. The hair without any water. This is exactly how it came packaged. And yeah, I'm finally done. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. You guys will see the clip of the customized version of this wig, and you'll probably see me in some future videos wearing it. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and be on the lookout for more content. So yeah, see you guys next time.